Okay, so we were having some problems with our water flow, and I've got some videos I'm going to attach onto this to kind of show you what we had to do to fix the spring, because I guess it needs some maintenance from time to time. A little bit of silt and stuff will build up and the water was going to the wrong spot, but the bottom line was the water stopped running, and at the lower cistern, you just go over and look at the overflow pipe and there wouldn't be any overflow. So I was able to pump up the water into the tank the first time, and then the water flow kind of dropped off when it got a little bit drier, and then it went to zero. Well, zero is what I thought when the lid was on, and then when I took the lid off and looked at it, it was diverting over to the right side of the spring, and that was a challenge. So I had to fit some forms and stuff in there. So I'm going to show you a video on that here in just a second. I'll go through all of that in the very end. I'll come back and show you what the result was. Okay, so we bought this property and we have a spring on the property that, of all the times we came down here, it was running really great. And what I found is you do have to maintain your spring to clean out any sediment and things like that that could potentially clog up your flow. So what ended up happening is we were pretty down and not very happy, even though we do have a water source over on this side here. Let me just point you over there. So we could tap into this water source down here. I mean, there is another spring area that supposedly comes out down here. So the challenge would have been is to pump it from there over into this spring area, this developed spring here. Stay out of there, Maya, out. Get out. Okay, so the whole idea is, if you look down here, you'll see, let me flip this over. Let's see what's actually going on. So this side, as the water gets slow, you can see this is all muddy. It's all wet. So what's happening is the spring that was really flowing coming out on this side kind of dries up. This side here continues to flow. Okay? And you can actually still see the flow. Let me see if I can get a little bit better angle. You can see the water disruption right there. So you can see the spring is still flowing pretty good into this one section. So what has to happen is this section down here has to fill up. The sediment and stuff drops to the bottom, and then it goes over, and then the overflow goes up to this screen here to take out the bigger pieces. And we got some leaves and stuff in here now just because I took the lid off. But it goes down to the hole back here, which goes to the pipe that goes down to our first filter. So anyway, what's happening is over here, I just put some mud. I took some of the silt that was down in this section here. Took the silt that was here, scooped it out, and basically created a little wall of silt across here, just so that the water would make its way down this direction. So it looks like what ended up happening is after I left, it found a way to go down there, basically wet all of this. And so anyway, what I'm going to do today with some supplies, let me see if I can back up here a little bit. I've got some ready mix concrete here, a couple of 2x4s, got myself a circular saw, a couple of pieces, a little brush. Don't forget to wear gloves and stuff when you're working with concrete so you don't burn yourself. And what I'm going to do is basically take these 2x4s and stuff here and basically build a little wall this direction in a form going up here, and then a second one down here, and then using that bucket I'm going to mix up the ready mix in there and then pour it into this form here, right there, so that it'll still overflow into this section later and then go this direction, but when it's slow I want to make sure that every drop of flow that I'm getting is going in here. Now when I came by yesterday to check this out, see what was going on, let me go back down here. So what was going on is basically right here inside the spring near the center there was on the outside you can see it's still kind of moist here, and all the water was basically making it out this direction, going down back down here to the stream or the creek. So what we did is just took some of the red clay that was sitting at the top of the hill, just brought it down, shoved it into the hole, put some screen and stuff in front of it, and then just put some rocks in front of the screen so that the clay doesn't get pushed away. And within minutes, seconds, it started to shut the amount of flow down here, and now there's no flow. It's still damp, but that could be remnants from before. So I'm going to set the camera up, and I'll probably fast forward, do a little slow motion thing here so you can see what's going on as I do the repairs. And then here is the spring. Let's see if we can see where it's coming out. Comes out into that little ledge right there. And that area in the back's got, like I said, a bunch of silt. And then right here, where is it? Right there. You can still see it flowing into, so that's a pretty good flow. That'll keep our cistern topped off, no problem. At the bottom, even just a few drips and stuff here, and then we'll keep it topped off. So, all right, let's get to work. Okay, so I just finished working on maintaining the spring box, and you know, had to do some concrete stuff in here, and here's what I did. So as you can see, at this point you can see that there's no water coming out from underneath here, which is where it was actually coming out, and then filling this right side of the spring box. And then of course when it fills up this side, because we couldn't get it sealed, it does start to leak out of that little hole there. But you can see now, basically just created a form, filled it in, went right to the edge as best as I could, went underneath the ledge on both sides just to stop the water flow, and I don't see any flow of any kind there. Now here's where, if you look close, I don't know if you can see, no, can't see any movement there right now. However, this is all filled up, and then it's flowing now to the left side of the spring box. And if you look right there, you can see the flow coming through. So that's good. One of our friends actually has a farm. They've got about 100 acres or so, shared between the family, and their spring that tops off a 1,000-gallon cistern just drips, just like drip, 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 drip. And this is a lot more than just a drip. Right there. So that's a good thing. So anything like that, within, you know, a day, a few days, you know, you'll as long as it's coming through constantly like that, it will keep your cistern topped off. There we go. And it is actually going past my screen, my first screen here, keeping all the larger sediment and stuff out. And once it gets past all that, of course it's going back down into here and into my spin down filter, which is right there. Let me see if I can focus on that real quick. No, I won't do it. So that's okay. And then there you see. And it goes all the way down to the other cistern way down there. All by gravity. So anyway, I'm happy. So the next thing I need to do is come back here in the next probably 48 hours. Go ahead and remove the form. Make sure that no water is still flowing through here. And no water is flowing on this side of the form. And it is still continuing to flow on that side of the form. So anyway, John, Off-Grid Homesteading. If you like this channel, you like what you're seeing, please like our channel, tell people about it, and you know, thumbs up, respond. We'll be happy to respond back to your comments, you know, every few days or so, whenever we have time to get back onto the website and blogs and things like that. And hope this helps you. Have an awesome day. Okay, now that we fixed the spring down below, been about a day or so now. We've taken the lid off just to kind of watch it. The water is flowing. Within one day, that little tiny swirl of water you saw in the reflection topped off of the lower cistern, and then we hooked the solar panels back up. The motor sounded like it was running, however no water was pumping up here, and it looked like the diaphragm pump got waterlogged, so I had to use a little PEX removal tool, remove the pipe off of there, turn the pump on, let it prime again. Once it primed and it did that, then here's the result of it. So you can actually hear it now. So that's pretty exciting and a lot less depressing, though. We actually have water still going, and we don't have to create another pumping solution. But I think what I will do is find some sort of an inexpensive pump, something I can get for, you know, $100, $150, similar to the 120 volt submersible pump here that doesn't take as much power, that works off of 12 volts. That way we can still use the solar panels down there to make it happen. I mean, worst case, with this connection here, this is coming from the lower pump there. With those two little wires connected, it's making the pump down there work. If I disconnect that right now, that pump will stop, the water will stop. So what I am going to do is go ahead and put in a float that has a switch in it, that when you actually put it in the upper position, it simply closes the switch between these two wires. And I'm going to take these two wires, and it's going to go in between these two wires and go in between those two wires. So once the tank fills up a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and put the switch on, and then start testing where it needs to be for proper operation. Okay, that's it for now. Good news on the homestead. We got water running again, and we're excited because we got pretty low. It was down to a quarter of the tank or so out of 1,000 gallons, maybe coming off the foot, so maybe 950 gallons, something like that. So we're in the flow again. If you enjoy the channel, please like our channel, subscribe to it. Every time we send a video out, you'll get notified, and please tell your friends about us. And look forward to keep making videos, and hope this helps you out in some way.